Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset. Sorry for the snafu. We're going to go over to Knoxville. Going to talk to the head coach of the Knoxville Catholic Fighting Irish, head coach Philip Shadowens. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Doing great, Stuart. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you. Well, situation's looking pretty good. You're 3-0 and sitting in the catbird seat, but you got NBA coming up, and they're 3-0. And your last game you played, you were victorious over Lipscomb Academy. Take us a little bit through that, 41-20.
Yeah, it was 35-0 at half. We played probably our best half of football in the 3 years I've been at Catholic. Really, all three phases were good, and it was one of those nights where things went right for us, and our kids played smart, no penalties, didn't turn the ball over. A lot of good things. A lot of good things happened. Played really good defense, and in the second half, we took the opening kickoff back, and then we, were able to play most of the kids on our roster, for the remainder of the game. So anyway, it was a really good night against a good high quality opponent who actually came back last week and beat MUS really bad.
Yeah, they did.
So it was a good night for us. We had a good off week last week where we practiced Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then this week we've had a really good week of preparation getting ready for NBA.
And do you like this where you caught your off game or your break game? It's not really in the middle of fall breaks per se, but it is where it's landed, and you take it where it comes, don't you?
Yeah, we were supposed to. We had Bearden scheduled, Knoxville Bearden scheduled,
and
they
did.
Canceled last.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, they canceled. They canceled on us like in May or June or something, and so we were searching for a game, and we were able to find one the week of fall break, and so this became our. We tried to find one to replace them. We couldn't really do that, and so we'll be playing during fall break against Knoxville Halls. They decided to schedule us for a 1-year contract, not a 2-year. But anyway, so we found an opponent, and so you just kind of got to go with the flow. Can't really control what other people do, and so that's why we got the off week when we did. Now, if you look at it from a different perspective, it's about halfway through the football season from the time you get in pads in July. So it really does come at a time. You've been banging on each other for 7-8 weeks. We've played 3 football games, and then you have 7 games left after it. So and before the playoffs start. So from that standpoint, it's kind of the halfway through the season. You kind of getting through with the hot season, even though it's warm this week, and you'll be more into football season. From this point forward. So anyway, we're excited. The break was good for our kids to heal up their bodies a little bit, and I know they're excited. It feels like it's been forever now since we played. They're excited for Friday night to get here.
Well, and speaking of that, you played a top opponent, which is Lipscomb. 2 weeks ago, basically, it'll be almost 14 days, and then you're coming back and you're going to catch NBA this Friday night. And what scares you about Montgomery Bell Academy? They got a great tradition and everything, but last couple of years, it's been a little tough uphill with you in that group, hasn't it?
Well, they beat us last year on the last possession. They had a 9-minute drive to beat us by a point at our place, and then we drew them again to be at home again this year. But obviously a 3-0, very well-coached football team. Marty's retired, but their staff is a really good staff, and kids play really hard. I went out and got to watch them last week a little bit against Christian Brothers. Went to Nashville to watch that since we were off. So, that's the thing that jumps out at you. Very good in their special teams. They do a lot of things offensively, formation-wise, to get you out of position, and their defense, for a long, long time, regardless of the personnel, has been really sound and plays really hard and really tough and physical. So, it's going to be one of them games for us that we have to play smart. We have to play another game where we don't have penalties and turnovers and take care of the ball, and and that's the bottom line. If you do those things against the NBA, you're not going to beat them. So you got to play smart football, and if those things. If we do those things right, then we have a great opportunity to win a game.
Right now, where do you feel like you are, Coach Shad? I mean, if you take a step back and you look at it, who's your worst enemy? Is it the injury bug? Just what keeps you up at night?
A lot of things. Usually, our opponents keep me up at night more than anything. To be honest with you. Trying to get aligned and trying to make sure we're sound in everything that we're doing on both sides of the ball and in our special teams. That's what really keeps me up. But obviously, anytime this time of year you start worried about injuries. It's an accumulation of hits throughout the year, and legs being sore and groins and hamstrings and all those type of things. That's what for us to be what we want to be. We need to stay healthy. I think most teams in our league would probably tell you the same thing is what they need to do as well. I mean, that's football. That's everybody at any level, and so that's important to us. For me, it's to continue to just have fun playing a game and get better every week. You know, our kids are really focused on trying to get better. They're doing the things that we're asking them to do, and you know they're excited about playing. And obviously, it makes it a little easier when you're 3-0 than if you're 0-3. But our challenge to our kids has been really simple. And I said this to them last week. The challenge is, you know, we are 3-0. That's great, but can we practice like we're 0-3, like we're desperate? You know, because teams when they're 0-3, they're desperate to find a win. And I want us to practice with the desperation. Every week we're 0-0. Every week we're fighting uphill. I mean, you know, we took a lot of lumps last year, and they remember that. Our seniors really remember that, and how that felt, and going through what we went through last year with the injuries and playing so many young kids. So I want us to continue to practice like we're desperate to get better every day. And as long as we do that, we got a special group, and our seniors have not allowed us to practice anyway but that way. And so I've been pleased with them, and I look forward to be the Friday night should be our best game of the year. That's what I expect. That's what our kids expect. That's why they work every day hard in practice, because they know this is a marathon, and we got to get better at, you know, every little bit of the way.
Coach, I can't thank you enough for being on Inside the Headset. Good luck Friday night. The best of luck to the Fighting Irish and you guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Stuart. Appreciate you, buddy.
See you. Bye.